honorable colleagues, as you may be aware, the M23 armed group advanced on Goma, DRC on Sunday, 26 January 2025, after capturing significant territory earlier this month in Kivu, North Kivu province. On Monday, 27 January 2025, the M23 announced the capture of Goma. The conflict between the M23 and the armed forces of DRC has escalated in spite of determined mediation efforts and progress toward the cessation of hostilities under both Rwanda and Nairobi processes. We offer our heartfelt condolences to the innocent civilians, the MONUSCO, some Idris peacekeepers that have lost their lives in the fighting taking place in North Kivu and South Kivu provinces of DRC. We are deeply concerned about the escalation of tensions in eastern DRC that have led to massive displacement of people, with likely consequential pressure on the Republic of Uganda, which already hosts more than 560,000 refugees from DRC alone. Colleagues, yesterday, our embassy in DRC, Kinshasa, was attacked by rioters triggered by developments in Goma, where looting and burning of the embassy property took place. The incident is a violation of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations 1961, and we condemn this in the strongest terms. Fortunately, no embassy staff was harmed, and it has been determined that they are safe and the embassy premises are now secured. With assurances from government of DRC that appropriate security measures had been taken and the situation in Kinshasa is under control. The decision to suspend Uganda Airlines flights to Kinshasa announced yesterday is prudent under the circumstances as we continue to monitor the situation, which is fast changing. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is assessing practical means to provide consular or emergency services to Ugandan nationals resident in DRC, and as need arises, will inform the public in due course of the measures. Honorable members, this is a protracted conflict with a long history of misjudgment and external interference. A multiplicity of factors including ethnicity, citizenship, mineral and economic exploitation, and youth unemployment continue to fuel the conflict. We therefore would like to take this opportunity to categorically state and clarify that the Republic of Uganda dissociates itself from the activities of armed belligerent groups in the DRC. It's important to restate the context to government of Uganda participation in resolution of this conflict since 2013 in order to provide clarity. On 12 December 2013, in Nairobi, 2 declarations and 1 communique were signed, including the Kampala Dialogue between the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the M23. The documents detailed each side's commitment, including the mobilization and reintegration of former rebels, and the DRC commitment to facilitate the return of refugees. Following the defeat of the M23 armed group in November 2013, the former fighters were received in Kisoro, Uganda, disarmed by Uganda security, and their arms inspected and handed over to government of DRC at Kasindi. The ex-combatants were regularly visited by DRC government officials, the International Committee of the Red Cross, the expanded joint verification mechanism, MONUSCO, defense attaches accredited to Uganda, and international journalists for monitoring and documentation exercises. It should be noted that the ex-combatants were not prisoners, but refugees. Uganda government has, in good faith, regularly shared information with the DRC government on matters relating to activities of the M23 ex-combatants. By 2015, all disarmed ex-combatants that had taken refuge in Uganda, save for non-citizens of DRC, had been handed over to government of DRC. Colleagues, we commend the Rwanda process under the stewardship of His Excellency Joao Lorenzo the President of the Republic of Angola, we recognize the Nairobi process under the guidance of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. We recall DRC government's approval of EAC regional force deployment in Eastern DRC in November 2022, resulting in success in ensuring a reduction in M23's movement territory by 80%. However, due to disagreement around the force's mandate, the mission was not extended and aircraft completed its withdrawal on 21st December 2023 after it expired on 8th December 2023. The 24th Ordinary Summit of the EAC Heads of State held on 30th November 2024 in Arusha called for a coordinated approach and the consolidation of various mediation initiatives, specifically Rwanda process and the EAC-led Nairobi process, to be merged into one and managed jointly. We are hopeful that this initiative will be implemented to ensure a more effective mediation process toward the cessation of hostilities and a lasting peace. Right Honorable Speaker, as you have said before, the problems of Great Lakes region cannot be resolved by military means. This approach has been tried before and unfortunately has its limits and unnecessarily prolongs the resolution of problems. His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni and the government of Uganda remain available to participate in regional peace initiatives to ensure cessation of hostilities as soon as possible. The government of Uganda continues to monitor the security situation in the Great Lakes region while taking into account the importance of the ongoing bilateral agreements with the DRC. I thank you for your kind attention.
Resolve all this. Next item. No, honorable colleagues, the minister had requested me for space. These are very sensitive matters. The war is, please, I request, the war is going on, okay? These are sensitive matters. Honorable colleagues, Rule 52.2 says such a statements may be debated, okay? In my own judgment, these are statements, especially I know with the statements that have come from different corners and what we are reading too. I wouldn't want us to again go through many issues. Honourable Minister, you will be updating us. Next item, I request.
Item 4.
You know
I raised this matter leading to the statement by the Minister, and unfortunately there are elements that have not been covered. One of which is very critical, that Uganda's ambassador to DRC for over 4 years has not been accredited. It's important for us to know what's the ministry doing about this, because the link we have with DRC is an ambassador. Not even you, the minister. You might supervise these ambassadors, but they are our links. We do not have a link. Our embassy got banned. I don't know who you're in touch with, who is heading that mission, because our ambassador has not been accredited to date. Why? Did DRC not find this person competent enough? Did we just abandon the issue? Because it's important, even formally, for us to know what's happening in DRC, what's happening to our Ugandan citizens whose link should be this ambassador. And this is an aspect that you have not talked about in your statement. So I thought I should insist that he responds to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Honourable Minister, there is a matter Rob raised which has not been covered under your statement, and even in the request for statement, you never alluded to that. So can just tell him to remind you.
Because I have mentioned this severally on this floor. Mr. Speaker, under Chapter 7 of the Constitution, and precisely Article 122(1) states that the President, with approval of Parliament, may appoint heads of missions and ambassadors. Mr. Speaker, that rests the case of a blame to the ministers. The ministers are aware and they have transmitted to the appropriate authority, who under Article 122(1) has that responsibility. we've done our part. Mr. Speaker, that delegates from Article 123, talking about treaties. Article 123.1 talks about the president or any person authorized by the president may enter into treaties. Now, that puts a clear dichotomy and only gives assignment, what we can do and what we cannot do. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it's not true to allege that we have no representation in the DRC. We have staff in our mission in the DRC. We may not have head of mission accredited, but we have the deputy head of mission, who is chargé d'affaires. In absence of head of mission, you have a chargé d'affaires. The mission is running. Maybe just for information, is that the DRC does not have a head of mission equally here. I thank you.
Thank you.